Hello, everybody. A pillow here, and I'm coming to you with a nice little pillow talk on a topic that I've seen for years now. This very false notion. I'm gonna get right to it. You've already seen the title. This idea that Generation Z is one of the most conservative generations in history. It's absolutely false. I'm gonna tell you why it's false, and I'm gonna present to you data about why it's false over some nice, sweet gameplay footage. I hope y'all are gonna enjoy this. So it's been like a bit of a conservative myth in recent years that Generation Z is one of the most conservative generations in history. To this point, they really don't cite all that much, which is, granted considering the fact that it's coming from conservatives. They aren't very much so known for their reliance on data. And that's for very good reason, because when actually we look at data, we actually see that Generation Z is one of the most liberal or even progressive generations that is going to be coming out of the woodwork coming up soon. I'm saying this as someone who is a part of great old Generation Z, 05er right here, born very soon after Bush's second inauguration. I can tell you straight up, when I was in my weird little conservative alt-right phase, I've said it before, that video that I am making on that video I say will eventually be out, just not right now. It will eventually be out, so keep an eye out for that. Hit the bell icon if you want to see that, subscribe, things like that, YouTube words. But when I was in that alt-right phase, this was a talking point that was often lobbed from figures such as Ben Shapiro, who I used to be really into back then. My mistake being into Ben Shapiro. I can't stand his voice now, if that means anything. So, coming back to this notion that Generation Z is one of the most conservative generations in history is just flat out false whenever we look at the data. So, for example, in a 2018 Gallup poll, 51% of Americans aged 18 to 29, which generally ranges from the upper Gen Z to the lower young millennial range, actually have a positive view of socialism, compared to 45% who have a positive view of capitalism, meaning you have about, I'm going to do quick maths because I didn't do this before, that is about a 6% gap between, of just people who are most likely unsure or have a positive view of a different situation. So, again, socialism and socialist views are actually more favored among Gen Z. As well as this, in a 2020 Edelman Trust Barometer, another poll, 57% of those aged 18 to 34, so again, upper Gen Z, lower millennial range, worldwide, this is a worldwide poll, not just one conducted in the US, of this group, they actually say that modern day capitalism does more harm than good. So, again, more evidence to the fact that Gen Z isn't a very conservative generation. As well as this, according to a very recent Gallup poll that's actually made news headlines recently. According to a Gallup poll, about 16%, technically 15.9, but rounded up to 16, of Gen Z surveyed actually identify as queer. And as we all know, queer people tend to vote pretty overwhelmingly in favor of progressive policy, especially considering the fact that the Republican Party, as a party, and conservative politicians are on a very interesting attack currently aimed at queer Americans right now. Again, I'm talking in concern to the United States because I myself am a filthy hamburger-loving American, but when it comes down to it, these numbers most likely potentially correspond across the board in other countries where policies on queer people aren't like, you're queer, you get shot. The fact of the matter is, these data points are only rising and rising and rising, this percentage of people, and the fact of the matter is conservatives are not being favored by Gen Z. Gen Z is an extremely progressive generation for good reason. Now, I'm going to tell you the reason why conservatives keep trying to promote this talking point, and one of the reasons why when I was in my phase of Ben Shapiro and things like this was one of the things that stuck out to me. The fact of the matter is, they are trying to convince people in Gen Z that they are out of line, that they are out of the ordinary whenever they are not being conservative. Whenever someone in Gen Z is progressive, they're going against the norm, which is what these conservatives want to claim. This is quite literally a form of peer pressure by a bunch of adults sitting in smoky rooms, probably doing nothing but, worrying about the fact that they can't please their wives, trying to convince a bunch of little kids to be conservative like us because, it's so trendy right now, and you're actually being liked by everyone else, although, you're alienating yourself from everyone else by being a crappy conservative who doesn't think that people deserve human rights or abortion rights, etc., etc., etc. The fact of the matter is, this is just another false propagandistic talking point by conservatives, and we need to combat it. It's not good, it's not true, they're lying because they are losing, and we gotta rub it in their face that they're losing, because nothing's funner than watching a conservative tear up and cry. With that being said, I have been a Pillow. I hope you like my content. If you do, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. You can join my Discord in the description box below. As well as this, I also have my twitter.com in there. Go follow me there. Feel free to DM me there as well, since I'm small enough now. I'm willing to take DM message requests, so go ahead, hit that. And if you like this video, well, I've already said what to do if you like this video. Share it. Again, I'm trying to get those watch hours up. And I will see you in about a day after tomorrow. Indeed. Adios.